Okay, so the game comes out in about 4 or 5 hours, depending on when this is uploaded. See it. Now, with the game fully dropping, I wanted to take some time and sort of make a quick start guide for everyone who's getting the game tonight, tomorrow morning. So when you get it, you kind of have a better idea of where things to go. In the first 4 days, we've had early access. So that being said, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps me a ton, and it helps beat the evil YouTube algorithm, who keeps changing and all that fun and all that stuff. So let's dive into this sort of really quick, hopefully under 10 minutes sort of start guide to get you going here and with the show 26. So when you start off here, there is some stuff that is new. Mainly this is just sort of a summary thing, but this is kind of where we'll start things off. So the first thing here that I would say is the starter program. Make sure you knock that out. There's a lot of good stuff in there. You get 3 good gold cards that really help you out, and they aren't logo cards. Well, they kind of are, but they're really, really helpful. WBC collection, we'll get into that here as well to sort of show you sort of that took a lot of time. The program, WBC players, and there's more coming, and we'll get to that here in a second. The 2 bosses from the XP reward path, Team Infinity, which I'm going to start working on today and tomorrow. But let's talk about this coming soon stuff. So the game does drop the 17th at midnight, basically on the East Coast. So that means the World Baseball Classic Finals program will be dropping as well. Now, this might be after the game, I'm guessing. If I had to put out a guess, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So that'll be late Tuesday night, let's just say Wednesday. St. Patrick's Day program, Spring Breakout start on that Friday alongside the U.S. Conquest maps and the multiplayer missions. Now, if I had to venture a guess what this U.S. thing's going to be, I think really it's going to be similar to what it was last year, the West, Central, and East. There'll probably be some prospects that ties into the Spring Breakout stuff. So there's going to be plenty more opportunities to get cards. The biggest thing for the new people getting the game regularly is just it's going to be that much more content on the front end for you to get. Now, realistically, when it comes to the World Baseball Classic Finals, it's going to come down to a few things ultimately. Mainly, there'll probably be more cards there as well, alongside maybe the MVP. Now, sort of looking there, that's basically it. Now, the menus are a little bit weird to play, but let's take a look at some of the progress here. So first off, the first inning path here. I'm about halfway done. Playing not really as much as I feel like I have, but in more spurts. I've taken a lot of time away here and there to kind of play. So being halfway in 4 days feels pretty good. It feels like the pace has been better and we're doing a little bit more, but a lot of it too has just been, there's been that much to do. There's a lot of packs here. 2 good cards, a Kyle Schwarber here, and then a Glaber as well. As you keep crawling along your way here, best thing is they're giving you more stuff to even do on the front end here. The first boss here is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. We talked about him as well. He's kind of like the free boss here. You get the picture for free, and then there's a couple ways down here, a premier pack, and the first inning boss, of course, is Murakami and a Ronald Acuna at level 40 at 500. So, and then you get the spin wheel along the way alongside a chase pack and stuff. Now, I generally, let's talk about the shop. I don't think this is the right shop. Right, this is okay. So this is one thing I want to talk about. It looks like there are some deluxe cards here. I suggest not buying these. I always buy the jump start for 15K. I think it's kind of helpful. There are 3 jumbo packs in here for the same price. These guarantee you golds. I think the golds are better off at this point than kind of getting 40 where it's like, hey, you get 1 silver or better. This one yields you 4 golds. If you're going to buy one, this is a little bit better of an offer. Chase packs, we don't really talk about here. Why? Because if you look there, he's an expensive lad. Now, this isn't even necessarily correct, but he's almost 50K steps for a 91 overall card. You kind of see where I'm getting at here. So, probably not looking our way here, and then all this other stuff I just wouldn't touch. You're going to get some of these anyway, so keep all of that kind of in perspective here as things kind of go. So just wanted to throw that out there. Now let's talk about the actual stuff here that I think people are going to want to get into. Let's go to the program. So starting off here with this, again, I always suggest do the starter program, get this out of the way, get you 3 cards that'll help you along the way. Moments are pretty easy. Stat missions, again, do the conquest, you'll be good. The starter showdown, really easy as well, gives you 10 points. So knock this out as you're doing things, and you'll get a bunch of these cards as well to help you. In terms of the collections and exchanges, you'll get these along the way. Same thing here. You'll get it along the way. Bat skin, they literally give you a bat skin because it is 1 bat skin for the starter for this collection here. It is 1 bat skin, which they give you at 10 points. And then the exchange, it's all common players, so you'll probably have enough to exchange anyway. It doesn't really matter. It's 5 subs. Don't worry about it. Now comes the World Baseball Classic stuff. This collectively took me about 4 days to do, minus the Bryce Terang, which I'm still currently working on. All these cards at the back end here are really, really good. Nolan Arenado's probably the one I would say maybe you don't necessarily need because he doesn't have another option. And Nolan Arenado, I've seen people use him a little bit in the event, which is slightly surprising compared to some of the other guys. But these missions are kind of a pain in the neck. I actually had to write them down because with some of this, and it took a while. Luckily, there is a Costco if you want to do that. It's not the same Costco, so it doesn't feel like you're really getting a lot of these missions as fast as you can. But taking these guys into the World Baseball Classic mini season does definitely help speed up the process, especially the guys with the wins. So a lot of these cards are pretty good. Just going through, get them, unlock them, and if you do the starter, the showdown, it gives you 10 points to all of them, which means you'll get the first card there, which is usually about 2 or 3 hits. Now, in terms of like order of it, if you're doing all of them at the same time, just kind of throw them all in there. You're gonna want all of them, but I would say definitely he's probably last. I would say DG's probably my favorite card. That dude swings like butter. It's been like butter every time. This card is disgusting in my opinion for an early one. You can play second and short and third. You can DH for if you really want to. We'll kind of see how things sort of go. Bryce Harper's always a fun swing as well, in my opinion. Randy, fun swing. Vance Worley's kind of different. This kid was 17. You get the point here, and then the same thing here. There's really no fun names except for Bazana, but Yoshida's got a good swing. This catcher here, I love this Robbie Perkins card. I really don't know why. I love him. But like this Yoon Min On, pretty fun card as well here. There's some fun cards to be had when you finish this stuff. Team Affinity, again, I sort of briefly talked about this. I suggest just knocking them all out. I haven't really touched it. I'm just sort of going with what I have in the World Baseball Classic, so like Bobby Witt and stuff. I got both of the cards. We can throw them into some lineups to get them as we move along here. So this may not take as long as well. They said it took about 2 hours. I haven't really focused on it as we've gone. So like if their cards are in this, you can kind of see we're pressing along here. The Angels, I don't really remember doing much with them. I don't think. I had a win somewhere along the line. I don't remember what Angel pitcher I was using. But we got a win with an Angel pitcher, so that's kind of neat. Ks and stuff, innings pitched and all that. So like you can do some of the stuff as you're kind of going. That's my suggestion. Same thing in the National League. Like there's a Paul Skeens. I've been throwing Paul Skeens a little bit here. We're at 25. A little bit of Mason Miller as well. Going along here, you got 5%. So realistically, just knock out the mission, knock out the moments, get them both, get the gold cards, and just do whatever you can along the way. I think once the World Baseball Classic stuff kind of settles, this will be a little easier. But again, doing it passively, totally valid, absolutely incredibly valid. To get, got to the first inning pass, sort of progress. Multiplayer program, I haven't really hit yet. I'm going to start doing this a little bit more. We still got plenty of time. There's 4 weeks. There's a Gatel. Let's just go through. It's in here. A Gatel Marte. My game froze. Oh, there it goes. A World Baseball Classic Gatel Marte. Also a fan favorite. It's been really good at 85. You can go in your lineup instantly right now. Same thing. Randel Martinez here. We're going to be waiting like 50 seconds here, of course. 4-seam cutter, slitter, and a slider. 96, 90. It has the usage percentage here. I guess I can turn it a second. There you go. You see all that. Not too shabby of himself there. 90, 98, 88 on the fast and slow in there. Xander Bogaerts, I think he'll have higher contact if I had to venture. Yep, he definitely has higher contact and power at this stage as a shortstop. But he'll also help you there. Some more packs. The crayon bat. Willie Castro here as well. He's a fun card. He's not as speedy. They really tackled some of these guys speed-wise, but a good utility player you're gonna get for free. You see the prices down here. Again, I don't know how common this is gonna be, but we'll see. And the good thing is, so far they're starting everybody off with diamonds. There's none of this silver and gold crap. It's just low mid diamonds, which is good. Kazuma Okamoto is here as well, the third baseman. So you get a nice little card here. Good pop for a third baseman early on. Nolan McLean, who's pitching in the championship game tomorrow. There you go. There's his numbers there. Sinker, sweeper, curve, four seam, circle, change. All nice and dandy there as well. Sidone Rafaela, a card I personally like a lot here as well. He can play center field and the middle infield. Good power, good speed. He'll get a modifier that can make that a little bit better as well. Will Smith here as well for the multiplayer program. I love his swing. He's the last card you get. It's going to be a 90. And if you finish the program, of course, you get a 50 as well. So those are all the programs. And then when we talked about ranked itself, the World Series cards there are as well, but we'll see how that plays out. So we go to multiplayer, we go to ranked. So we go to 1v1, talked about all this stuff. Rewards here as well. If you are pennant chase, you get a ball in the pack. World Baseball Classic Deluxe for Wild Card, Division Series Premier, Championship Series, Eddie Rosario and Logan Webb. There are their numbers as follows. Not too shabby there. Logan Webb, also sinker, sweeper, circle change, and cutter, and a four seam. There you go for all that. World Series rewards: Clayton Kershaw and Gerardo Pomo. Kershaw didn't play at all, but hey, there you go. Probably the last Kershaw card you're gonna see. Slider, four seam, curve, splitter, and a sinker, and then Gerardo Pomo, who I don't necessarily think people are gonna get, but who knows? High contact, decent speed, decent fielding for Gerardo Pomo if you get that far. And again, we're kind of looking as we go along here. And of course, there is Weekend Classic, but we don't have that for about 3 weeks. So continue to play and see how this kind of climbs up here. It looks like they are putting some stuff here in Silver 1, even though granted, I think if I remember correctly, a lot of people were in this category, this Bronze 3 Silver. So I don't necessarily know how far up people are going to go, but I know a lot of people are trying to get up to like the higher parts, but we'll kind of see, especially this early on, how this stuff goes. But we'll see how this stuff goes. It usually is pretty good reward wise. If it fits a little bit better than it did last year, maybe more people play. But that's basically everything. In terms of the pre-order stuff, the one thing that I still haven't done is I got my guys. I haven't really flipped him yet. I'm still sort of waiting, keep my eye on the market here. It is all over the effing place. Some interesting stuff here. We'll sort of see how these things kind of end up and how things flow as things go along here. So we'll kind of see. I did pull a big diamond in Francisco Lindor, if you watch that video. So I am keeping my eye on a couple of things here in terms of that, because if I could flip Lindor, who's now under 100, but if he jumps back up to over 100, he might be a sell option. Only because I know, because of this guy right here, Juan Soto is also a 90. And if I can finish some other stuff with those subs, I definitely will. But kind of see how things go. But I wanted to throw all that out there. And in terms of like those pre-order packs, I really don't know. I took the Roy Halladay, and he hasn't necessarily moved a lot. I don't know what's going to happen with these cards. I'm not one of those people who's like, sell everything that's not on the floor to finish live series. I'm not that person. Especially now when it seems like packs are just flowing. And if packs are flowing, we don't necessarily have to worry about it too much. It's more so, I don't know. I don't even care about my stub roll too much. I'm at 21. I spent 15 of it for some golds. So realistically, in terms of stubbage made, starting at 20, we were only at 30 plus the 15. We're at what, 36 and change. So it's not, so we're making a decent amount here. It's just gonna take a minute. And right now, this is without really selling anything and going through and selling stuff. I probably will sell a lot of the stuff out of the binder. Selling dupes is huge, but they've done a lot of stuff that makes things look harder. Like you can only have 20 of one card, so buying on the market, a little bit difficult. But you can flip if you want to. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. But ultimately, it really is just going to be kind of a sort of a feel thing for at least now. But once the game starts going and more stuff floods the market, we'll definitely see something. All right, so the game does come out in a few hours. So if you have anything, there's plenty of videos for you to watch, keep yourself kind of going. But remember, play at your own pace, do what things you need to do. And remember, there might be a lot of content coming, but ultimately, take it one thing at a time, multitask when you can, because everything's going to happen and it'll all even itself out. So that being said, my name is Specs, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys.